Welcome back to TF Live. We are continuing our coverage of OZF Fortress, a Midsummer Night's Cup number 1. I am HiipFire. My co-caster is still GrumpyKoi.
Hello, how you doing, my friend?
We also have our producer Wiethoofd. We have also changed to a Euro mumble, so we will no longer be casting with 200 to 300 ping. So this will hopefully eliminate some unnecessary lag in casting, and also interesting interesting. No, I do not know what the word is that I'm looking for, so I'm just going to completely bail on this thought. So we are currently waiting for the pick ban phase of this best of 3 series. So this is actually going to be departing from the mirrored map gimmicks we had before. This is just going to be a regular best of 3 on the OZF Fortress Season 20 map pool. This is going to be YUGIBOYS versus Jasmine. We have had some pick bans already. YUGIBOYS banned Product, Jasmine banned Sunshine, and then YUGIBOYS picked Gullywash. Then Jasmine went for Prolands, and then YUGIBOYS went for Snakewater. So it's going to be Gully, Prolands, and then Snakewater as the decider map.
Ooh.
Oh, I missed my push to talk key there. This is going to be interesting, since this will be the first time we get to see an official on the new Prolands B3B, which has... I'm trying to remember what they changed. I want to say that there were some changes made to last, where there were a lot of random beams removed. At least that's what I remember.
I think they removed, you know, when you're pushing into last from lobby, and there's the doorway, and the top of the doorway has actually been removed. To remove those sticky traps that you can place on top of that doorway as you go into last.
Ah, yeah, that's what happened. But yeah, this is going to be quite interesting how this little change will obviously affect last holds. There's also some stuff changed about spawn times to make the spawn times less comically terrible, as people have seen, you know, because there's been like 23, 25 second spawns sometimes on Badlands, which definitely is not exactly what people were looking for, I guess, since that's makes it very hard to really push with spawns when you have to wait that long. So but outside of that, just minor stuff's changed. But yeah, the little main door is probably the most major change that happened in that version. So lobby, which I'm sure we're going to see a lot in this series, it will be looking a little bit different. A little bit of a face change, but it'll be fine. But I guess since we're waiting for this map, the first map, Gullywash, to start up, we need to... yeah, I guess I will... Since we're waiting, first, I'm going to do a quick little plug. It's a very similar word. Plug for... charity event, Heals for Reals. It's currently going on the Critscast Twitch channel. Well, not currently happening. It was going on yesterday, and then it's going to start in like, I don't know, like 6 or something like that. 6 p.m. This is Aussie, so I'm just gonna say 7 hours. When it starts. There's gonna be some stuff. I think it's gonna be like ulti duo. There's gonna be some stuff. There's going to be some cooking with the Team Liquid Dota 2 cook X9. This is extremely important. Some show matches. There's going to be a 6v6 show match between Seven and Lego, which I'll probably be casting with somebody who we don't currently know yet. There's going to be a Highlander show match. I think that's it. Alright, well, I'm just listening to the producer. It's a charity event dedicated to community member Mike, Cornish gamer Hen Krasny, who passed away earlier this year. They're raising funds for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. They have about 9.4K right now, so that's pretty good. You know, got to do it. You know, charity work is always very nice. But moving away from that, let's look at the match. It's the best of 3, starting with Gullywash, then Prolands, and then maybe Snake if we can see a third map. It's a decider. It's between the men of Jasmine and the boys from YUGIBOYS. Who do you have faith in, GrumpyKoi? I know I already know who you think is gonna win, but I'm gonna ask anyway.
I'm supporting the boys in YUGIBOYS, but yeah, I think the boys will beat the men in this one. That's my opinion in the matter.
Yikes! You know the logic here. You know this match is gonna, as they say, separate the men from the boys, and I think the men are the one that are gonna win. The logic behind it is that, well, you see here, they actually do have a pretty decent roster. Like it's obviously, you know, you have YUGIBOYS, who's like 4/6 of Jasmine team from season 19, but you still have I mean, the Jasmine roster is still pretty solid. Like they have Redcoat and Riot, who played on I think it's the Sauce that won last season. Season 20 or won season 20. They also have other, you know, like top 4 Prem team players in the form of, you know, Vanna, Sol and Sam. I think Susurrus has played on a Prem team before, but I can't quite place his name in the general team history of Prem. I know that I think Sol and Vanna played in the team that got second in season 19, which I just don't remember. But you know, they've all played quite well in the past. For me, the important thing for this team, for Jasmine, is going to be that they don't get completely mulched by Elmo Geo aggression on, or especially Elmo on the flank, because obviously, you know, Elmo is the one who always gets fat frags on the flank, just pushes and finds openings to let his team push through. So that's going to be obviously the issue that they're going to have to deal with. Redcoat, Zygote, and Riot did play on a team with Elmo last season. So in theory, it could be pretty decent. And I don't know. I mean, Sam exists. I've watched a lot of frag videos by him. He seems pretty decent. I don't know if he's actually good, but we'll see what happens. But the game is starting. So Grumpy. Oh, no, never mind. Elmo baited me. He unreadied. You ready again? Are we actually starting? I think we are. Okay, Grumpy, lead me to this first mid.
Okay, we're going into the first mid of the grand finals of this cup. We have YUGIBOYS on red. We have the side of Jasmine on blue, and it does look like Red Goatee is a lot quicker, being able to put a lot of aggression onto Enrith, forcing him down that banana, as it's a right side push from the side of Jasmine, but they've lost so many players as the side of YUGIBOYS just starts dealing so much damage. Enrith managed to stay alive and clean up kills, and there's only one player left of the side of Jasmine with Susurrus, and that is a confident mid. Not perfect, but really confident from the side of YUGIBOYS.
I was looking to be a really good mid for Jasmine, but that one jump from drop down, I think, from Yui got so much done and distracted hit like 4 players from Jasmine and just completely caught them out, and then everybody just aggressed with and played off of the damage. So it's a really good jump and really good stuff from YUGIBOYS to get themselves back into that mid, even though Jasmine had superior positioning for most of that mid.
Yeah, right you are there. As we are looking to see if it looks like the side of it looks like there's a pause even. Ooh. So
go to that Riot pop. Oh, but the unpause. Oh, Riot.
And there's a second
These
pause.
Pauses. Elmo's currently looking at Riot. I wonder. I mean, obviously, this is, you know, a pause in a different stage of the game. They actually also Ubered already. I need to see what this Uber is. They're in main. While the combo... Ooh, this is really weird, because the combo of Jasmine is actually in top lobby right now. as the Uber is coming in, and they're going to meet just Sam on last. So if Jasmine rotate fast enough back to meet the un-Ubered combo of YUGIBOYS, this could get really ugly because they have 87%, but
they have gone in, and they are getting cleaned up slowly by the side of Jasmine. So that was kind of a failed push, really. The pause kind of stopped a lot of it happening. Yui does go down, and it's only Elmo left. He does come up lower, but he is going to get cleaned up by his opponents as we see Jasmine push out onto second. White for the side of YUGIBOYS. Not really a good last push as they set up probably to hold mid against a big door push that looks like coming out the side of Jasmine.
Yeah, this is just full Uber ad. The only thing they can really do is throw some sacks in, try to maybe get the force, maybe intimidate the medic just with that Geo sniper play. But it's nothing really happening just yet. They seem to be a bit patient. Going through choke right now. Yui is above. The sticks are being cleared. Yui is in, but Soul hitting his team, allowing him to not take any damage. There goes Elmo as well. Elmo's pretty upset about that in chat as well. You're actually going down in choke, so yeah, successful take for mid, and they're going to be able to get second as well.
Really nice aggressive from Jasmine, pushing the entire YUGIBOYS through choke, managing to clean some players off and put them at a real disadvantage during this. They didn't use their Uber, from the looks of that.
This is where the pause was right here. We had a disconnect. Sam, I guess, dropped for some reason. Not quite sure why, but oh well.
Looks like YUGIBOYS are wanting to get an exchange as the U's does come out of the side of Jasmine. In choke, the bomb goes in from Sparkzilla, and the force goes on to the side of YUGIBOYS as they do clean up Sparkzilla. They have the chance to push through into choke, but it's all stickied up. They can't really push. If they do that, they're going to start losing players, so they just concentrate on taking point as Sam and Riot are in big door. Yeah, it's that was a really sort of basic Uber exchange. Nothing really happened from either team. Spark tried to get the force of the drop and sadly went down, but yeah, no one was really able to capitalize off that, so it looks like they're just going to build it out at the moment.
Yeah, it's completely even, and this is where I feel like this is really like the important situations that Jasmine just has to keep it together. Like I see, at least sometimes in Aussie TF2, I see people just kind of, their holds kind of just get crushed by the scouts, or just by like really good aggression on the flank. So if they keep this hold up, this is probably what's gonna at least give me the indication that they're gonna be able to do quite well. They seem to be doing quite a decent job. They're actually doing a bit of a big door aggression here. Right, let's go down.
Riot tried to do a jump from choke and sadly he did go down. Geo does go down to Redcoat's pipes. Looks like Pawson and Jono were looking for an opportunity to go in through choke, but there wasn't one that arrived. It's kind of a classic stalemate at the moment. They're just both teams are trying to look for a chance to either force the other medic or maybe get a sack on a decent pick. Yeah, we have got a sniper pick up by Riot. No, go ahead. I do apologise.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, it's relatively solid hold currently. Yeah, with Riot on sniper. But yeah, this is definitely, like, as I said, these are the situations they need to play quite well. I mean, the pushes can sometimes be a little bit hit or miss, but if you can just keep it together, make sure your holds are solid, it's gonna definitely make it really hard for YUGIBOYS to play and get that really big momentum that, you know, they just get like one round and then, you know, your focus is, your concentration is completely shattered, and then, you know, they just out DM you constantly. But they're doing a good job, and they actually find the frag onto Geo in this Victor area, which might give them a little bit of an opening.
Yeah, they are looking like they want to push. Yui does go down to Sam, so the aggression is really paying off as they got Sam behind. Enrith has already called it, and he's going up higher. As they do have an Uber exchange in Big Door, this could be really, really costly for the side of YUGIBOYS if they don't play this correctly. As Sam does go down, they're able to keep their players alive, which is really nice, as they haven't lost anyone during that exchange. But Riot is still on that sniper, so at any point he could get a kill onto the player, and he gets Enrith, Dome's Enrith, which is really unlucky. But it looks like the side of YUGIBOYS are playing really aggressively at the moment. Yui is super low. Jono just go down to Riot.
Oh my god, he's nuts! This kid's nuts.
This is.
They need to get out here though. This is not a fight they can really win. Oh, but Gio is just Wing through it. Elmo's double. Oh my god, Redcoat.
Oh, that aggression from Gio, cleaning up players. That was really nice. Oh, that was really impressive. It looks like we might be going back to the second hold before, if the side of Jasmine. Oh no, he failed his jump, Sparkzilla. That's really unfortunate. They're probably not going to be able to capitalise on this, but they'll be able to get second with that. They've got the positioning to take second. So Yui goes in for a really nice bomb. He does get the force onto Sol, as Redcoat just go really deep in. No one. Are they going to get behind the side of YUGIBOYS? Redcoat does take down Elmo. The bomb comes in from right. He does take down Jono. Oh no, the side of YUGIBOYS is getting cleaned up, and the round goes to Jasmine.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice.
There you go. I mean, this is very important. You know, they like YUGIBOYS just went into that mid fight just trying to out DM the enemy team, and I mean, Redcoat getting those frags, and then the rest of the players kind of just, to be completely fair, just kind of unnecessarily just aggressing through, trying to win the DM fight. Just didn't work out. They got the ad and then just went for it. Ooh, but this double soldier aggression is just ruining Jasmine right now, and it's just two sollies up that are gonna go into Jono. Oh, that's so from Jono.
Really nice surf. They do lose Paulson, but that's a really, really good mid fight. Only losing 2 players on the side of YUGIBOYS. They need to take this aggression and time they've got just to speed through. Maybe go through a river push, or see what options are available to themselves, because they are one down, and we know these guys don't like to sit with a point against themselves. So we should see some nice pushes, as Yui is really deep at the moment.
Yeah, they're gonna need to, ooh, well, he goes down to Vanna there. Point is capped up, but Cesaris is already on last. I think he has a level 3 up already on the left side here. So the hold will be mostly up. It's getting delayed quite well by Jasmine. They're gonna have about 70% going into this last push, but YUGIBOYS are coming in from this riverside right now.
So they've reacted really well to that sentry, but they just weren't able to get it down quick enough. So many players are in sneaky, they get cleaned up. Yui does bomb in really nicely. He does manage to take down Surus, but he is on his own and he does get cleared up. They got some decent time on the point, but I doubt Enrit can make any sort of backup attempt, as he just go through choke to leave. I do apologise for my cough then.
Alright, so now it's full ad for Jasmine, as YUGIBOYS are going to try and do some little sack plays, aggressive plays with Geo on sniper, and probably a soldier ready to sack onto Sol as well. We had the situation before, and let's see if they can keep it together this time, but they can't. Jui jumping through drop down completely catches the combo out. Sol's going to be forced to pop that Uber, but that's probably going to be any frag they're going to get. Actually, they find Elmo as well. They're going to be capping it up. And now they have this ad.
And even though they've got that disad, though, the side of Yasmin are playing really aggressively, trying to see if they can force that Uber, as it does look like Paulson is going to have that Uber used on him. He does manage to take down Sparkzilla. No, Geo manages to clean up that kill as they push through onto Big Door. But the problem is now the ad has reversed, and it's 80% on the side of Yasmin. They do have 2 players down at the moment, but it's not going to be easy for themselves, is it?
No, they don't really have many players. They need to just completely shut down this choke point, and they do quite well. And actually, Sam finds 2 frags on the flank, so don't even really have to. They're in the pushing position right now, and It's Elmo against the world right now, against the Beam Scout in red coat. He goes down. And this is just awful for YUGIBOYS right now. They're down so many players. They get the forwards though. Actually, we're just gonna allow them to at least hold this for a little bit. Red coat awkwardly and lower gets saved by actually by the Uber and Susurrus there. They're just in last right now. This is such a weird situation to be in with a scout on second, and they find Jono with the pipes for red coat.
Jono was having a nice little 1v1 with Riot until Redcoat came by. It's this is extremely unfortunate. Once John is back, they're probably going to have a 40% disad. So it is going to look like it's going to be really hard for the side of YUGIBOYS to hold this. If they get Elmo is getting up the sentry at the moment, so hopefully they can get it up within the time they need. But it doesn't even look like he's put it down yet.
Yeah, I mean, 40% advantage. They're currently building up the sentry. They have the pyro up as well, facing river. The level 2 is about to be up, and the Uber's going to be up soon. I would presume that they're going to go for just a river push. They need to clear these stickies and then try to get the sentry going as fast as they can.
Yeah, the gun does go down for the side of YUGIBOYS. There is so much time on the point. Susurrus is stacking that up. It's 3v4 at the moment as the side of YUGIBOYS do play really aggressive, seeing if they can catch out Sparkzilla. But he does take down Elmo as well, so it is 2v2 at the moment. They are resubs, so they're probably going to wait for their spawners and maybe push out. We will see. There is a...
The important thing now for Jasmine is just to keep Soul alive. They might not be able to really hold second. They lose red coat, which is really awkward, but they can just get this force and then hold the mid. Should be decent. And well, they just need to get the force because they need to prevent, obviously, YUGIBOYS from getting the real momentum. As does go down to right, he's actually also still behind.
Yeah, Yui and Riot are having a little power battle at the moment as the rest of Yui's team, YUGIBOYS, do start pushing through Big Door. Redcoat is there to meet them, but Jono goes down to Sam on forward spawns. This is really unlucky, but Soul does go down from Geo, so all in all, it's not a bad exchange really. It could be worse. It could be a lot worse. If they can catch up mid for this and get the forward spawns for their team, they should be okay.
Yeah, they
don't.
Soul does spawn, and it's about even. It seems like Jasmine is pretty keen on building, which is going to basically equalize most of this ad, but YUGIBOYS might want to just push without the ad, but they just got completely launched in this big door. Everybody's just going down. It's just Enrith.
Oh, that's like a meat grinder. Oh god.
They just went like 6 people through big door. That's pretty questionable, I'm not gonna lie. That's
they're all the way in last. They're ready to spawn camp these guys. As Paulson does delay them, maybe enough for his team to get on point and deny this. Oh, Yuri goes in for the final save, but he does go down.
Great stuff from Vanna there on the left side, just locking down that left spawn door and denying like 4 players the entrance into the actual last point. This is just really good stuff from Jasmine, doing a lot of really coordinated aggression, just catching out YUGIBOYS, who I don't think they're really ready to be receiving this much resistance from the Jasmine.
Oh, really nice pipes. Sorry, not pipes. Rockets from Paulson taking down the enemy team as Sparkzilla, Goatsy, Sam, Riot. The 4 players down on the side of Jasmine as they are pushed out, but Soul does survive. Enrith is giving up chase though. That was a really good mid. That was really nice. Most of the mids do seem to go the way of YUGIBOYS, and then they just kind of don't use any of that momentum. They just can't seem to capitalize on their advantage.
Yeah, there's a lot of really awkward last pushes, just like general kind of chaotic play. I mean, there was also that really unfortunate kind of situation for them on the first round where they like Ubered in, had a bad Uber into last, and then just kind of got caught with nobody to frag. But this push, on the other hand, is not really working out since the that air shot from Riot. But that push was mostly just foiled by the fact that they didn't really force Soul for a very long time, and then the Scouts just kind of got fragged after the Uber faded, and that's just good positioning from Soul to work that. But Sam,
what a clean out!
Frags everywhere.
No, he came over the top of battlements and caught Paulson and Jono, and it was just an easy clean up for him. And this is going to be disastrous for the side of YUGIBOYS, as they're going to have to see if they can hold or maybe kill Soul during this push into mid.
Yeah, YUGIBOYS is having real trouble converting these advantages, just having awful pushes into last every time, and then committing too hard or just staying in a little bit too far, and then yeah, they just lose all these players. And they lost essentially 4 people in that last push, and now there's full ad coming in, and they read the Yui play through drop down, so no real force potential anymore, as Riot actually denies a lot of players and forces them to go back.
Really nice.
Oh,
Spark taking down Ender. Oh no, they're just collapsing. YUGIBOYS are just collapsing during these holes. They should either be, when this aggression comes, they should either look at getting out. Oh well, they got their med out, which is really nice, so they're not going to be at a disad, but they weren't able to force the Uber out the side of Jasmine, as they are probably going to look for a main push. They've got the ability to do so. No, they're not going to take that with an exchange. My apologies.
I think exchanging, unless it's a good exchange on the surface, like, you might as well not do it, since regardless of, you know, how solid you've been playing, YUGIBOYS still tends to generally out DM you in messy fights. So unless you're like 100% confident in how like good you can exchange, you should just play the pick game. I mean, you have 2 rounds advantage. There's no real reason to play any risky stuff. But there's 3 players down for YUGIBOYS, and now it's going to be an exchange. The spawners are kind of coming in, but they're playing the point already, and it's working out to be pretty decent for YUGIBOYS, as they do find the frags in the post Uber, and that's a pretty yikes. Those air shots coming through. There's actually a sniper from Susurrus. I didn't notice this, but that's quite odd that they wanted to push with this sniper, and now, well, they're going to be stuck on their midpoint.
Yeah, it's kind of a bad decision really to push with the sniper, because once the sniper's no longer sort of able to get those angles on the med, he's relatively useless on the last push. Weird decision.
Yeah, I mean, they had some frags, but they went in with, I think, only like a demo and a soldier or a scout or something. So they kind of just went for an exchange in a 3v3, and nobody really ended up coming in afterwards. So it was just a 3v3, and then spawners came in, so it became like a 5v3 for YUGIBOYS. So it didn't quite work out the way that they were looking for. But yeah, this is just
Sam takes down Elmo. Yeah, they're 1 player down on the side of YUGIBOYS as Sam takes down Elmo.
It's just gonna be on Susurrus to find any frags in this big door right now. Yui is sitting in lobby, which is quite interesting. I guess they're just banking on a bit of a over-aggression from players from Jasmine, and Yui walks through and doesn't really catch anything. He does catch the demo eventually, which does give some openings for YUGIBOYS, but we'll see how that works out, how that plays out.
Nice little slugfest going on the side of Big Door, but the Uber does come out of... Jono is separated from his team though! He's being bodybugged. That's so bad, but... Wait. Oh,
right.
That was so close. I thought Soul went down then.
Yeah,
Wilson came back for the save. But no, there was no one really, like, Paulson jumped in, which was questionably a good decision, but there was no one to support his med during the Uber.
It was a bit chaotic. I don't think they didn't seem to have much of a plan with that as an exchange. They just kind of were like, all right, we're going to walk into big door and then we're just going to see what happens. And unfortunately, different players see different things and they all scattered and they kind of just, yeah, he just got stuck and then he tried to get out and then eventually someone came into big door to help him, but his Uber faded at that point and then Soul popped and then his pocket found like 2 frags, Riot found 2 frags, and then it's just, you know, it's over for your team. So, yeah, it's just generally really sloppy play catching YUGIBOYS right now. With 2-0 advantage, Jasmine can just sit on second. They're not really going to push into a fully set up YUGIBOYS, who's actually doing a little bit of a forward hold as well. Geo is with the sentry on last, so it's going to be a 5-player push in. Yui is so far behind, but yeah, he's been spotted, so
yeah, no, it's looking like players are dropping on the side of YUGIBOYS. It's a good opportunity for Yasmin to push through. Jasmine. I said Yasmin. I think that's part of it. They're trying to bait us into saying that. As Yui does go in for an EOS.
Oh, no,
Jono drops! No! Paulson and Elmo clean up Sparkzilla, and at the moment they should be really concentrating on their lash push as the Uber comes in. Paulson and is that Geo or was that? Yeah, that was Joe, but sadly the round.
That was so weird. There were 4 YUGIBOYS players alive, and 2 of them were in lobby, 1 of them was in river, 1 was on last, and the 1 guy on last got mulched by the Uber, and then 3 players just at the same time tried to jump the point, and eventually they all went down, which is just interesting play on the last point.
So much damage coming out of the side of YUGIBOYS during that mid. They just crushed. Geo and Paulson chase Soul. Soul is down. This is a really... That would have been a really good mid if Jono didn't die to Sparkzilla. So we're going to have equal Ubers situation.
Yeah, if you want to... yeah, 6 minutes. 3 rounds to come back to. This is exactly what you need, or exactly what you need is a wipe, not a both med dying and then 3v3 mid win. They are going to go into crits, so they do realize the urgency of the situation they're in, but still, they need to get the speed going. They're going to do that right now, pushing through choke here.
They pushed through choke with the double bomb, but it just was completely, just didn't work out as they've lost some decent players, but Elmo and Gio were dealing so much damage with Jono just go down. Did he get a sword?
Are nuts. That was nuts. Like, that was a med and 2 scouts on second. They lose soul, and it's like, okay, Sam and Sassurs do not have the health to potentially win these fights, and they just out-DM Gio and Elmo, what you'd call probably a really strong scout pairing, but they just win that 2v2, a really key 2v2 as well, as they now have 20% advantage, which is going to allow them to just get even more time off of this clock, as YUGIBOYS have to cap the midpoint up. Still 3 rounds to go, 5 minutes left. They need to just, they can't lose these fights right now. They need to win everything, and they need to do it now.
I think they need to be more methodical with their pushes. At the moment, they're just sacking in and trying to see if stuff is happening. But they do get caught. Paulson does get caught out by Sparkzilla and Redscope. Redscope's doing a... Sparkzilla takes down Enrith. This is really bad. Jono goes down. No, I don't. That's a full wipe.
It's so bad. You have your medic with your soldier in big door. Your soldier then loses the 1v1 against, I think, the Rome or Vanna. And then you have Elmo in lobby, who loses his 1v1 against Redcoat, getting piped, or I think that's what happened. And then Yui jumps through choke into lobby, like at the very end of everything, and just also dies. And it's like you have a 4v4 fight, and everyone is just nowhere to play with each other. Like, they need to link up a bit more, as I mean, the time pressure is here, but they're doing a good job right now. They find the 2 frags, which is probably going to allow them to get into mid, but that Uber ad is going to be making it quite awkward for any potential push for YUGIBOYS.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate all in all. I was speechless during that push as we come. It does look like they're going to push into second. No, they do hold off, obviously not having the number. Sparkzilla is down, but Yuri just went down as the Uber is brought out the side of Yasmin. Sam goes down to some really nice stickies from Enrit, and at the moment it looks like it could be going either way, but no. Sadly, just Paulson and Geo left. They do take down Redcoat though, so it's just Sol and Spark versus Geo and Paulson at the moment, with Yui coming back as a resub. Could have the opportunity to maybe push this on to second.
This is this is where they need to just go. Geo finds a good headshot, but like they don't have the ad. They need to go, and people just aren't in right now. And Yui just dies on his own in big door. Vanna is found, so YUGIBOYS are capping this up, but they need to get this really solid push in now. The players aren't up yet. You're not gonna get ad, so you just need to go right now. They need to find the place they want to push. They need to get their players buffed. They're just gonna have to make it happen right here, right now.
They were looking for a main push, but they got called out. They're going over launch pad. Geo does go down to Sam. They're taking so much damage. They haven't really used the momentum that they need to use. 4 players down on the side of 5 players down on the side of YUGIBOYS. Yu on his own. He goes down. That's a wipe. I think that's GG. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's GG. GG for the first game.
Players just aren't in. They like the combo pushes over launchpad. They jump through with like 3 players, and they all focus different things. And you and Endrith are just not in. Endrith and you are just both like in lobby somewhere, just like, oh, we have to push in now, and they just and the entire combo is dead, and then they walk and peek main, and they just completely get owned. And this is a big yikes. And yeah, Jono, Geo, Paulson, they seem to have given up. They've thrown the towel in as Jasmine are closing the map out. They seem to just be going to last here, and I mean, this is just this is very scary right now for YUGIBOYS. Your team seems either they're just not organized, maybe tilted. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but they definitely do not seem to be in this game right now, and they need to just pick it up. Like, you just can't play as sloppy as you are right now, playing in, you know, the grand finals of this cup right now. Like,
it's all decision making. They've just made bad decisions left, right, and center, and Jasmine have just had the opportunity and the brain power to adjust to it and react accordingly. Because
yeah, they've definitely been playing the more solid game. Like, their holds have been really good, whereas YUGIBOYS holds have just been very questionable, and sometimes people just feed and they do very questionable. Like, their Ubers have been really poor as well. Like, that's actually something that I think is probably a lot more key than just their holds, is that their Ubers have been really crap. Like, they've been forced really early, and then they're forced to go in, and then they commit too far, they lose their players, and then it's just a flank around. There's a lot of very it's just a combination of a lot of weird, messy plays that, yeah, makes me feel like the team isn't really, just don't seem very organized. But yeah, congratulations to Jasmine for closing out the first map. Gully, I would say it's probably 3-0. I'm going to go with 3-0. I mean, they won the 2 rounds in garbage times, so I'm going to go with the 3-0 win. 5-0, 3-0, you know, they won it, basically, is the point. I'm going to check out the logs real quick right now. And, ooh, look at the Vanna. Vanna with 10k, 26-19. That's some really good stats for a 25% heals pocket. That's pretty good. I like it. And, you know, Scout's playing solid. Everyone really playing solid on the side of Jasmine. and the effects of the really, really messy play, you can really see in the stats from some of the YUGIBOYS players. You know, you can see Yui, who has 11 kills and 29 deaths, which, judging from the fact, like, in the context of the game, there wasn't, I don't really remember Yui, like, literally just sacking over and over. Like, he literally, there's a lot of just deaths on the flank that just happened just in a hold or something like this. You got Soul with 6 deaths, Jono with 15. You got both Yui and Geo not really putting up stats that you would usually associate yourself. I mean, Elba would literally just own in some games, but here it's very, very quiet game. 21-23. I mean, there's a lot of kills, but a lot of deaths as well. And yeah, just very it's a very, I mean, it's quite a yikes when you look at these logs, right, Grumpy?
Yeah, it's it tells a very, very, very simple story, just showing that Jasmine was so much stronger during the game. Yeah. Some of their logs will be, because they had that, you know, that little throwing in the towel section. Mm-hmm. Obviously some of they're gonna have a bit of a padding to their logs, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm interested to see how Badlands go, because that was the pick at the side of YUGIBOYS, and this is the pick on the side of Jasmine. So, will we see a switcheroo?
Maybe,
like the common theme of this tournament.
I know we hit the logs. I kind of want to quickly just mention one more thing about it, is that it's important to note that YUGIBOYS won every mid. They won all 4 relevant mids. I mean, there's obviously lost a 5th one, but you know, the 5th one, they had like 4 people AFK, so they won all relevant mids. And it's pretty insane to think that when you win the first 2 mids and you keep your medic alive, you basically wipe the entire enemy team, and you have full Uber ad, you have 6 players up, you go into Gullywash last, there's like a level 1 sentry up. I actually don't even know if they were holding with sentries. They might not have even had sentries up at that point. And you just beef them twice. And I think the 3rd time they did, it was like an even mid. So it's like you beef 2 full Uber advantage pushes. You lose those rounds then somehow, not being able to even keep up simple holds on mid. And then you just lose 3-4-0. Like, sheesh, man. I mean, that's just, it's very sloppy play. It's very, I guess, uncharacteristic, but I mean, they really need to turn it up on this next map. We're actually waiting on Geo to connect right now. There's there's some interesting chat going on right now, complaining about Paulson's fake nick, Buff Arms McStrong, yeah, and then having Vanna fake nick onto Spagzilla. People complaining a little bit. I mean, to be completely honest, I don't know why Elmo's on 9-year-old Girl Frog. I mean, I know that that's his nickname on Oz Fortress, but I mean, come on, really, 9-year-old Girl Frog? That's a bit of a questionable nickname, name. But whatever.
Okay.
So Paulson actually changed nickname, so that's pretty hot. But so we just went through the first map, and the prediction of YUGIBOYS is looking a bit more questionable by the minute. No, it's not going to be that mean, but you think that YUGIBOYS are going to be able to turn this around, or do you maybe have a different vision of this series now, Grumpy?
I'm going to stick with YUGIBOYS. I want to see this do a little switch. I want to see YUGIBOYS take this, and we have a nice little final map battle, and then I think it will go either way. But saying that, Vanna has been playing really strong, especially in that Gullywash. So all in all, Jasmine are the better team. they'd be playing as the better team. So I'd like to see it go to a win to YUGIBOYS, but I do think Jasmine will pick it up, honestly. What about yourself?
Yeah, I kind of agree. Because the thing that, fell apart for YUGIBOYS were their last pushes, and Gullywash last is a relatively one of the, at least I would say, at least easier to push than Badlands last is, because Badlands last is pretty notorious for being quite difficult to push into for many different reasons, including, just general spawn timers and the design of the map. There being so much distance between second and last and high ground and blah, blah, blah. So it's going to be quite difficult for them, and I presume that Jasmine will be able to keep up the solid play that they had now. So I'm going to go with probably a Jasmine win again, probably again like a 3-0 kind of scoreline, but we're going into the first minute, so we'll see how my prediction holds up.
As we do go into this first mid, a really aggressive play from Yui, pushing out players, but he does get taken down by Vanna. As also Riot bombs in, but he doesn't manage to take down his target, Jono. We've got two down on both sides, but the low ground is currently being situated for both teams, as it does look like YUGIBOYS are going to back out. Very sort of scrappy mid there, letting Jasmine take the mid on that one.
Yeah, some great aggression from Riot and Vanna to get to just disrupt parts of the combo from YUGIBOYS. So it allowed them to just clean up those frags, just got YUGIBOYS players around, win it out eventually. But this is a stalemate already. Riot is already on Spy, like at this very moment, and he's currently sitting in the how do you call it, the Corsa position under Stone Bridge with the Cloak and Dagger. I hope that this isn't going to be a 3-minute stalemate. As actually she's just behind John, and he goes in and finds the frag.
Oh no.
Damn.
Oh no, this is going to get messy real quick. I can already see it.
This is awful. This is going to be a full Uber ad. They're being a bit patient. I think they're trying to figure out. They seem to maybe be aware of this Geo Sniper. Seem to be a little bit scared of it. Oh, they were just waiting for the sacks here. Find the frag out to Yui. Elmo is behind, but I don't think he's in a great position. They're spamming out Geo. Should be getting out. They're taking really long for this, but it seems like YUGIBOYS is actually giving a lot of respect to Jasmine, even though they have quite poor positioning here. This would be a great spot to get maybe a second sack in, but nobody goes for it, which, oh well. The cap comes in, full Uber advantage for Jasmine, so let's see how they make it to last.
They are holding up a lobby, trying not to let them in. They have to force themselves into lobby, which is actually not a bad, because it does mean that they've got time to hold up a hold. They do have ad with Geo on the. Oh, Enrith just went down to it. Was that a stray pipe from Redco? Oh my God, Yui! Oh, what a cleanup! Wow, this is a really good opportunity. Well,
our control point is being captured.
That wasn't a good last push from the side of Jasmine. I will just state that it was kind of sloppy. They did Uber in, get forced to be Ubered in, sort of at garage. No, not garage. Sorry, trash. And as they went up onto lobby, they lost that Uber and just lost the momentum. I don't know why they continued with the push.
Yes, you just don't want to give it up. You know, you have the Uber ad, and the Uber now gets popped really close to the combo of Jasmine, and they get completely caught. Quite awful for Jasmine. Susurus gonna buy them a lot of time with this little play here. He's gonna try and get out to. Ooh, he tries to get out to Jano. That was a good attempt, but
that's nice. They're gonna have about a 50% Uber ad when Soul comes up.
Last line of defense is Riot on that train. Goes down. Well, Jasmine, the only thing they can really do now, the Uber isn't really up yet. They could try go for a sack, but I think the important thing for Jasmine right now is that they need to just build this Uber up so that they don't get pushed and last with Uber ad, which they need to do right now. They need to build this up. Like, they could get it because they're doing a decent job of just getting time, but they need to go to last. They need to heal their players right now, but it's a bit.
The only problem
iffy,
is they have lost the scouts now.
Yeah.
Elmo and Geo are down. Geo's just resubbed, so they don't have the scouts for the push, so they're probably going to hold off and wait for those players to come in. Maybe Elmo might come on sniper, which he does, so they're probably going to look at a play to take down Sol and do a push from there. It's probably going to be a slow push on this one.
Yeah, this is basically what I was hoping Jasmine would be able to accomplish. Just get that even Uber situation up. Got the sentry on top left, got the sniper on top right. Elmo is in main, trying to find his own frag onto Sol, but Sol's on the stairs. He's aware of this position. He's not going to get caught that easy. Double soldier aggression does get that sentry, but it's just so weird looking at top lobby with this weird new main entrance. I just have to say, it
is strange.
Just the floating sign, honestly, is the thing that is the most confusing about it.
But it does seem to give Snipe a bit more. Is it wider?
Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah, it's wider. It's literally he just removed little
the door
things.
frame.
Yeah, the door frame. It's a bit wider, which I guess
which
is
gives
decent for snipers.
Yeah, it gives the snipers a lot more room. As Elmo does use it to take down Cirrus, so that is the sniper down for the side. Cirrus. Cirrus? Cirrus? Cirrus.
They're getting a sentry again. This is a obviously
they might look for an exchange here.
This hacker coming in from Yui actually gets 2 rockets and gets the force onto Sol. Says, oh, Yui gets mulched by the sentry, but YUGIBOYS making the right decision to go outside, just hold second right now. Watch out for the sacks that are going to come in onto Jono. Keep him alive. Riot just gets dunked so hard, and now we just need the solid last push. Sentry is, I think, still up, so they're gonna have to do probably a push into top right to get that Uber, or just Uber into top right. At least that's what I would recommend doing, and just get the sentry down and then find the frags post Uber.
Yeah, they are looking to see if they can push into lobby. The Yui is lower. Seeing if we can maybe wrap around. They do lose Geo, but Vanna does go down for the side. The Uber is out. Riot is caught out. But are they able to do anything after this? After they've cleaned up these players, which they've taken ages to do. So that's 3 down for the side of Jasmine. But they're showing so much aggression. They take down Elmo. It's Enrith has got time on the point. He is pushing everyone off. Jono! Jono! Jono just won that round.
God. What? Oh. Wow, that was actually pretty insane. I mean, I was thinking to myself, like, that was such a weird decision to just Uber into top lobby, but it doesn't matter. The messy push turns into a cap from Jono, so that's just the medic clutch you're looking for to get yourself into this game.
Nice double bomb from Paulson and Yui, and Elmo dealing damage, taking down Sol. Susurus down. Enrith does go down on the side of YUGIBOYS, but it is a wipe for YUGIBOYS, only losing 1 player. That's a really good mid. Like we said earlier, their mids are really strong.
Yeah. The important thing that they need now is they need to convert this. This was the problem that they were having earlier. They got the wipe, but now they need to make sure they don't get forced too early. They need to just get a solid Uber into this last point. I mean, this is Badlands, and the sentry is getting put up. So if they just get the Uber in, get that sentry, then they should be able to just get the positioning to get the frags that they need. But it needs to start. Actually, they're just gonna go spam it down. It's a good start. They're just gonna go into top. So let's see what's happening.
Huge bomb by Yuri as he helps take down 3 players. This is a really good chance for them to capitalize. Geo is on the point, and it does look like it's full wipe, and that's what we want from YUGIBOYS. That's what we need. I thought this was going to be a bit of a switcheroo in regards to picks and win. I'm not calling it now. But my thing is broken, so it tells me we only have 10 seconds left in the game. So I assume that's
it's 20 minutes.
So I assume that's a little wrong. Huge bomb by Yui. Does manage to help take down Sam, but he does go down. Enrich does go down. This is looking really, really sloppy as Jono does go down as well. Vanna on his own fighting down Paulson, takes down Paulson, gets taken down by Elmo though. It's just Soul on his own. I think he's going to get sandwiched here.
Oh, he doesn't know that Gio's behind him? Oh, that's so sad.
Unlucky, he just killed by...
It's a really late death for Medic as well, so this is going to cause a lot of disad for Jasmine, but unlike before, they might be able to contest second, or at least be able to set up for last, but YUGIBOYS actually does not really seem to be pushing second too quickly, so a hold could be established by Jasmine. They seem to be holding quite passively, actually, so they might just be giving this up and going in, but they moving in now. If they play this well, they should be able to hold this second point, at least for now, as they don't have that much disad.
No, it does look like they're aggressing really nicely onto the trash area of the blue side. Soul taking some spam, but players are going down for both teams at the moment as red team are pushing forwards. Does take down some really nice pipes onto so Elmo gets taken down by sorry, I do apologise. Jono got taken down. Was that a missed arrow?
Yeah, it was there was people taking or hitting getting hit by arrows, and then made weak. But that's, I mean, it's very good there from Jasmine to not play scared. They knew that Jono did not have that Uber up just yet, so when they just walked around the spire, it's like, well, this is just a dry push. So if we win the DM fights, you know, we win this push or win this hold, and it's exactly what they did. And they got Jono very early into that as well, or relatively early into that, allowing them to have the Uber ad on this midpoint. Now they're in the driving seat with this 50% ad still, and they're just forcing all these players to get completely out. Right, does get owned by a sticky trap, but in the grand scheme of things, that won't change too much.
Elmo does get a force onto Soul though, which is a really nice opportunity for... Oh, the combo is trapped at the moment in between Elmo and the rest of the team. The Uber does come out from the side of YUGIBOYS. They do have a chance to maybe capitalise on this, or at least get their players out alive for the exchange. They are a little bit of a disad, but they're not going to lose any sleep over that. That's not a bad exchange all in all. As Sam is in super aggressive as the rest of his team, Yasmin, are pushing onto point. They're dealing so much damage, they've got so much time, and the side does go to Jasmine.
That could have been such a good force for YUGIBOYS. They were in trash. Elmo just walks in and finds Soul unprotected at the side of the spire, and then they could have just gone, well, not gone, they could have gone back and then pushed with full Uber ad, but instead they kind of half did it. Demo gets dropped in the Uber, the scout goes down by the spire. It's all quite messy play, allowing Jasmine to win that.
Yui does get taken down by Sam. Paulson does a really nice bomb onto Soul. Soul has been caught out and is dead. No is taking damage though from Riot, and both men
they're so weak
down.
though. This could happen.
Elmo gets one frag.
Oh, ooh, he wins it, but that was, whew, that was quite scary. People were beefing some really big rockets. Everyone was 30 HP, but yeah, the mid is going to be the win for Jasmine. And well, that's a good start, mate. Or not good start. That's you know, their road to getting this comeback right now with 16 minutes left. They don't have the players to really hold this. They need to watch out for this, the superior spawns from YUGIBOYS, and I think they need to just back out of this. And that's what they seem to be doing.
Yeah, but they do lose Geo. They should stop. They should have backed out a little quicker, because they are going to get. They might get caught into choke, and that's an awful place to be caught as. As Susurrus has gone behind it. Has he been spotted? Doesn't look like it as he comes behind onto Jono. Jono goes down. The rest of the team is getting caught up in the frags, and it is a wipe for Jasmine as they push on to second.
Man, both your scouts go down, and then you have 4 players in choke, and nobody's watching flank, so you get flanked. I mean, That's how that works. But this is full Uber ad. Elmo's behind. He's trying to find a frag onto red code, I think. Might be able to win it too. They actually, Susurrus finds the cleanup eventually. But this is going to buy them a little bit more time to get the sentry up. But Jasmine should be able to just get the advantage push in. But so it's all going to be obviously on YUGIBOYS to try and hold this somehow. They already know the Pyro's on top left. They know Sentry's on top right. So they know the situation here. They have the players up. The Sentry's down. And now they play their cards right. This should just be a point in the bag for Jasmine.
But it does look like if Paulson can use that play correctly, as two players, Sam and Susurrus, are down, so that's both scouts. So they should start backing out now. Set up some traps and see if they can catch Jono off guard.
Did Sam just get baited? He walked into top left and he
Elmo just got baited.
Ooh. This is counter bait. This is a really bad position actually for YUGIBOYS. They're in bottom right and the blue team is just in top lobby, but they don't really play off of well, but the Uber's now been popped and they're just on last right now.
Yeah, but the later Uber does come out of the side of YUGIBOYS, so if they can start cleaning up players, they all are on the low ground though. Sam does go down, there are 3 players down, 4 for the side of... fantastic, so Jasmine are down at the moment. That was such a clutch hold. There was so many clutch moments during that.
I do like the idea that Jasmine had going there, because they knew the combo was just in trash, but they kind of took really long. Like, what they should have done is they should have just put, like, Soul should have just healed the scout and they just W'd into last, but instead they kind of got mulched as the YUGIBOYS players got there just in time to block it out and get all the frags.
YUGIBOYS are being very aggressive, seeing if they can use this momentum they've got from that last push. They have got a nice bit of Uber advantage. They do look like they're going to look at main, not giving the team any sort of chance to hold off as they move into lobby for the final push. They take the Uber in so quickly, leading with Elmo, I believe, and Paulson getting so much time on the point. He's knocking everyone off. Enrith comes down. They can maybe clean this up. Elmo and Gio cleaning up at the end, and it is that's the 3rd round to YUGIBOYS. That was a really nice push.
What a heartbreak for Soul, dying with 96% Uber, walking through spawn. I don't think he had anybody with him to heal, so he just barely didn't get that Uber up. It's quite a shame for him, but it's great for YUGIBOYS as they're 3-1 up, 12 minutes into this, or 12 minutes left, so if they win this mid, they can hold this together quite well.
Really strong bombs from Paulson and Yui then. Paulson chasing even further onto Redcoat. He does exchange with him though. And sadly Enritz is the only one left on his own. He does take down Riot though. But he does get taken down by Sam.
Another quite messy mid going towards the side of Jasmine, and again, it's what they need to do. They need to win mids. That's the thing that they kind of struggled with on the last map. And now they're at least going to have some advantages going into post-mid, I guess, play, as they are going through second here in a little bit of a dry push, actually.
Yeah, but huge bomb from Paulson and Yui, dealing so much damage to everyone in Choke. Sol barely makes it out there alive. Jono takes down Riot with an arrow, so all in all, this is a really confident chance for YUGIBOYS as they do start pushing in really deep. Paulson going in. Because that was Yui. Yeah, that was a really nice double bomb. That double bomb just saved that whole situation for him.
Now it's going to be Uber v Uber. Sam finds a bit of a flank frag. It's even Ubers though. They do have the player ad, but I wouldn't really recommend pushing on this. They need to just stabilize right now. They need to maybe try relying on some YUGIBOYS over aggression to potentially find their way onto mid. They have 11 minutes. That's still decent enough time to at least have a little bit of, to at least allow like one stalemate through. And Paulson, he the player on the winning team is actually going to be the one that's going to be showing the initiative going on spy.
Vanna takes down Yui. It's a 1v1 between Sam and Elmo. Sam does get the kill, but Geo does go in and clean that up as the Uber does come up from the side of Jasmine, but they do swap it over to YUGIBOYS, doing a lot of aggression. Paulson getting the pick on Cirrus, and so does Soul. It's not looking good for the side of Jasmine with only Vanna up. Now they've got an opportunity to get into second, maybe even set up for a last push.
Yep, this is not exactly what you're looking for if you're Jasmine. At least it's not going to be a massive Uber advantage push. If they build this, they should be able to minimize it to like 20, 10%, or 20, maybe 10%. But it's taking really long to do it. YUGIBOYS, at least to me, seem like the team that kind of might want to just push in without the Uber. It is quite hard on a last like this, but they could elect to. But their Uber's about to come up, and they actually did not follow my advice. They did not build, so this is going to be quite awkward for Jasmine to hold. But Riot on spy could potentially cause some havoc.
Really nice Uber in on left from the side of YUGIBOYS as Paulson bombs in, gets Riot down. Soul is all on his own, but there's so much time on the point as Enrith they just need to hug the point now. They just wiped the team. That was such a strong last push.
Yep. I mean, it's just quite unfortunate. It's just, you know, you didn't get the Uber up in time, and they just find the frags really early into the Uber, so not much you can do about that. They need to start winning mids again, and start winning them a bit more decisively to make back this 3-round deficit.
Just the huge bombs coming out of Yui and Paulson all the time. As it's only Soul and Redcoat on their own, and they just get cleaned up by the whole team, really.
Well, both meds died. That is the silver lining for Jasmine. It will be about even spawns for the meds. Geo is really far into last, though, and Vanna does not seem to have spotted this, and the rest of the team definitely will not spot it either. He sees the players.
He gets get spotted.
Ooh, just right before he gets onto Jono. That's unfortunate. Seems to be contesting second a little bit, right? It's on Spire, trying to find a frag. Everybody's actually in, and Cirrus is actually going to be the one to find the frags on the combo there. That's going to allow Jasmine to hold second and try to bust through mid, but he's not hitting the frags he's looking for. And it's going to be... Actually, where's Soul in this entire situation? He's in trash. Okay, yeah, they're going to be giving up second. It's going to be just a last hold, which is the worst situation to probably be in if you're Jasmine. Because they need... Oh, Geo behind. Oh, no. This is
unfortunate.
Calamity.
Riot is so low, he does get cleaned up by Paulson. Oh, Yui does go down to Redcoat, though. Does he know Elmo's behind him though? Elmo just cleaned up Redcoat. This is a really good chance. They have full Uber ad, so as long as they can either clean up players or get into a position where they can push last, they're at a really nice advantage here.
Yeah, this is relatively free for YUGIBOYS potentially, unless they get forced really early. This should be like just in the bag, but they seem to just be waiting right now, but they seem to be slowly making their way into lobby, and then it will be probably Ubering into last and gonna go for the big frags. That's at least what I would presume. People are holding so close. They do force the Uber relatively early.
Did Soul just That was quite funny, but they're getting so much time on the point, but Paulson does get... If Paulson could potentially have pushed them away just enough, he could have really done a bit of an upset there.
Oh, surprisingly enough, they push out, even though they had the big diss ad. They're gonna get mid, and the spawners are decent for YUGIBOYS to hold second, or at least try to get a second onto Soul, but if they play this well, they should be able to just get onto second. Need to watch out for that Elmo Pyro. They get forced though. They get some good frags, and they need... don't get these frags on the medic and demo here. They need to get second, heal up, build Uber, and then try to just I don't know, get some kind of exchange going on last. But they find Jonna, but Soul goes down. This is a bit awkward. I'm not exactly sure how to feel about this. Oh, Sam.
No, it does look like Sam, if he times himself correctly, he might be able to get some time onto the point. But he's going to get cooked. Yeah, but he got beefed and died to Elmo.
Well, Jono didn't really meet up with anybody at spawn, so Jasmine is gonna have a bit ad. If they like push in immediately, they could potentially catch out YUGIBOYS a little bit, but they're not really building the Uber, and YUGIBOYS are, so it's gonna be even Ubers. They have Riot on sniper, so they're gonna really be relying on Riot to find the frag, which is quite risky as they have about a minute and a half max to find this frag. They do find Yui. Riot finds the frag, so this is going to be the push in for Jasmine.
Yeah, really nice having both the soldiers down on their push. As Susurrus does take down... no, it does look like the round's going to go. The comeback is back. How much time have we got left in the game?
We got about 3.5 minutes. So this is if they have some good mids, or you know, if they manage to get a decent amount of players left after mids, this could work out. Good push. Unfortunately, Soul died really early, but Susurrus just showed up really well, killing the combo. But now we're into this next mid here.
Yeah, as Sam does get caught out really badly, but he does manage to secure 2 kills with his team. Vanna cleaning up Pulse, and this is looking like it's going to be a nice strong mid to the side of Jasmine, just for the sheer fact that they've got so many players up and they got the medic down, so they do have this opportunity to maybe roll this all the way through if they are quick enough, which they do seem to be.
Yeah, Jasmine's going for the all-in mid. YUGIBOYS not really seeing to, or not expecting it. Now they're just gonna play the point. This should be pretty free. Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's just much to say about that. They locked off the spawn doors, played the point, pretty clinical. Now
that was a very fast
round. 2 minutes, Grumpy. Let's see what they're gonna do on this 8th mid of this match.
I just want a third map. I want a third map. This has been great so far. As Riot does bomb in really high, doesn't manage to connect it with anyone, but he is behind, and they've got to keep aware. Geo aggressing over the point, and Elmo manages to get down Soul. 2 players left for the side of YUGIBOYS though, just Geo and Yu. So even though the advantage here though is, even though they've lost this mid, they managed to take down Soul. So they should be able to hold this for the next minute and a half. I say should, but we never know.
Jasmine gets the forwards. Yui is still behind somewhere, fighting Sammy. Goes down. This is going to give a player advantage. Actually, Susurrus going down as well. It's going to make it even. YUGIBOYS should be letting this go, but they're not letting go, and they have been punished for it by losing their medic, which is the worst thing that could possibly happen right now, because it's a minute left. There's enough time for Soul to get the Uber, and now they're setting up for last, but they don't have heals just yet, and now Jasmine gets to choose between either pushing with an Uber advantage or pushing without their heals up, and they seem to be electing for the Uber push. And well, they're gonna have to watch out for this Uber right now.
Oh no! Elmo gets that might have secured the game. Wow.
No.
Wasn't a headshot, but good, fully charged body shot. Good pick. That's what their team needed. They should be able to hold this for the next 24/7.
Oh, that's
24 seconds.
That is so unfortunate. You can't be standing in a sniper angle like this. Like, you're just building your Uber up. Just stand and drop down. Just stand there. Like, just stand in the safest spot you could possibly be. Don't worry about having to like be ready to push when you only have like 70% Uber anyway. So, oh well, but that's gonna be it. So YUGIBOYS managed to barely hold on at the end of this map, 4-3, and are going to the decider, which is going to be CP Snakewater.
Hell yeah, CP Snakewater. I'm excited. Oh, that was such a good game. A lot closer as well.
Yeah, YUGIBOYS seem to have gotten a bit more together. They managed to stop messing about. They stopped just randomly losing players constantly. There's still some sloppy play, but they are definitely playing a lot more solid than they were playing last map. So we can go and look at the logs, and
Vanna still
again,
being strong with 10,000 damage again.
Yeah, I mean, putting if you get 44% heals, you better get 10k at least.
Oh, he had so much heals.
Well, hey, to be fair, he did convert, what is it, 4,000 heals into 10,000 damage. The meds were actually dead for a very long time on this game. Like, both meds died a lot. Soul died 19 times. Jono died 14 times. Soul actually only put out 9,000 HP that entire game. That's
not a huge amount of healing.
I'm trying to figure out how this happened, and I'm just going to go off of stats and just presume that people are very disconnected from Soul. I'm not quite sure why, but that seems like a bit of a wasted opportunity. I do know that there was a lack of building on the side of Jasmine at times, so maybe that's something they can work on. Because
yeah, it was a lot of sack plays from Jasmine. They wanted to sack players in a lot, but they kept getting denied by YUGIBOYS.
True.
But no, apart from that, like, Geo and Elmo were just cleaning up everything. Like, every opportunity they got, they were cleaning it up, and they were dealing so much, consistent damage throughout those games, and just cleaning up all the damage from Yui and Paulson, who were just... Some of their double bombs during those mids were just gorgeous. But I do like the way that the Vanna a few times positioned himself really nicely behind the enemy team on the mids. So that was really nice to see. Okay.
Your game should be starting sometime soon, I presume. Whenever the STV catches up to the actual start of the real map. The old STV delay, I'm gonna put away those logs. One thing that was very nice to see, it's an improvement from Jasmine at least side, as opposed to Gullywash, is that their Ubers, or not their Ubers, their mids were a lot more respectable. They won a lot more, as they got completely owned on mids on Gully, the map they won, and then they got like half of them this map, so that's a very good start. A lot of aggressive mids. Being able to match YUGIBOYS' aggression is quite a positive development for them. But now they just need to find a way to do the same thing on this map, That's all they really need to do. They've been still playing quite solid. You know, they've just been losing the more messy fights, which they sometimes got forced into on Badlands, which YUGIBOYS just, you know, capitalized on really well. So now we're just, I mean, it's definitely, I feel like it's, regardless of like who won the first map or how the second map went, I still feel like this is YUGIBOYS' map to lose. Like, regardless of, you know, them being like the better team and whatever, but they did lose the first map, but I still think it's their map to lose. Like, they're still the better team on paper with DM and everything, but it's just Jasmine that have been playing a lot more solid, and that's what I'm going to be looking for. They need to be holding last really well, I think, Jasmine, because Snakewater's obviously, together with Badlands, one of those last points that are quite hard to break, especially Snakewater, since it's such a big big last point. So, yeah, just they need to be more solid than they've played any other map. So we'll see how that works out. So we're gonna be waiting about a bit more. So, Grumpy, who's gonna win?
So this is a pick on the. This is like the final pick on the side of YUGIBOYS. Got this final pick, didn't they? They were the home team.
Yes.
So, I don't. It can go either way because the first game was so decisively points-wise in the side of Jasmine, but definitely not in the side of DM. But the second match was very close. Like, Jasmine had the opportunity to claw that back to a draw and bring it to a golden cap. So I think this one could be either way. This does favour sort of a lot of DM, this sort of map, but we'll see what happens. I think I'm
gonna go for Jasmine. I think Jasmine's gonna win like 4-3. That's where I'm gonna go with 4-3. At least that's what I'm going to presume. Because you need to, when you ask someone for predictions, you don't say it could go either way. You say which team is gonna win. It's quick. Which team wins?
YUGIBOYS. Sorry.
All right, there I go. All right, first mid, last map. First map 3-0 for Jasmine. Second map 4-3 for YUGIBOYS. Final map decider of this Midsummer Night's Cup #1. First mid, tell me what's going on, Grumpy.
Okay. Both demos are in really deep. Riot is in deep in their kitchen, seeing if he can maybe get a bomb onto the medic. As at the moment, we get the double bomb from the side of YUGIBOYS. If they take down the med and the demo, this is such a strong mid for them. But Jono does go down to Susurrus, so it could have been a lot better. All in all, as they do start to clean out players, they do get the wipe, but both meds died.
Well, this is the part where Jasmine gets to hold last, which is going to be their first little challenge of just playing proper TF2, keeping everything together, playing, I guess, disciplined, very disciplined. They actually already have their heals on second, and YUGIBOYS is actually taking quite a while for this. They have actually already set up a sniper. They're not even going to go for second. They are on mid. They're just going to let Geo go for the picks. This is not the greatest situation for a sniper, though, since the medic basically is completely hidden from the sniper, basically at every single position, except if he literally just peeks out of grass. So this is actually not the greatest position for a sniper, but he's getting a lot of potential picks. But Enrith actually is the one who dies, so his demo died, which is gonna give Jasmine a bit of an opening into this hold.
Yeah, as we see Jasmine looking to see if they can push, but the Uber does come out of YUGIBOYS as they do separate Redcoat from his med, but the Uber is now in an advantage on the side as Jono goes down from Jasmine, having a really strong opportunity to push through and take mid. Vanna just forcing Enrit and Yui out through lower, giving themselves an opportunity to set up and get ready for pushing on to second.
That was a great push. They managed to get out to Jono really quickly, knowing that he might not have Uber in time, and they get the frag just before he gets Uber, and this is going to allow them to just go straight into second. They find Elmo very early. They get Riot to cause some chaos on all the players in lobby. Gonna be able to cap this up. It's a 25% ad, so they're going into this push. They're going to actually have a lot of advantage. They actually find Enrith as well. They're just gonna give them some extra edge, but gonna go into last, which is quite risky.
Redco just soloing, putting so much time on the point.
They never did with the sentry, but Riot's on the point.
Oh.
That was the. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I don't feel like that wasn't a very methodical push. I mean, Redcoat just went on the point. They never got the sentry, and they just happened to get frags like around angles where the sentry wasn't looking. So that was the most messy push, and they got it. So
I would have liked to hear the comms during that push. That would have been that would have been as messy as it looks by the looks of it. Yuri goes in with a very high bomb, followed by Paul. Riot does go down as he tries to bomb onto Jono. Jono's still alive, as so is So. Red team really needs. They've only got both their scouts and their med. They should really look at leaving at this point.
That was quite unfortunate. The Sollies jumping in didn't really get much with their bomb, and then the important thing is if that doesn't work, you at least play off of the space they make, so you push over point, but the jump from, I think, Riot basically completely stopped that plan, so they kind of just were down 2 Sollies, and then they just were like in Saw, and they just had to walk back, so that's a good mid for Jasmine, but good stuff that they at least recognized that they were on the back foot. So we now have a pause, and I see, well, this seems like a pretty holdable place or holdable spot for YUGIBOYS. 4 players from Jasmine in grass, and then the entire YUGIBOY team either on train or literally in progress of a jump. So this is quite risky. Riot is on Sniper, who's going to arrive very late to this, and the other player that isn't accounted for is Redcoat Zygote, who is on grass as well. So if YUGIBOYS get these frags like immediately, right, on these players, they could do a lot of damage. And these jumps do indicate like that they're just gonna go straight into the combo. The Ubers are up, but regardless, like they have the numbers to get a lot of frags outside of the Ubers. But we'll see exactly how it plays out when the pause is gone. But yeah, it's looking quite good for them. How are you? How are you, Grumpy? Are you doing good?
I'm doing fine. It's quite early in the morning, so I still feel like I'm just waking up on this Sunday, but I'm actually just enjoying the sort of paused moment we've got here. Like you went into a bit of an analysis onto it, but I just like the fact there's a frozen rocket looking like it's going to hit the combo on the side of Yugi-Boys. It's like an action scene almost.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling the slight like kind of asleep a little bit. I'm kind of talking and then I just start rambling because I'm like half asleep and I'm not really like thinking about the fact that there's like someone else actually listening to this. But yeah, I think it's going fine. My favorite color is green, which is quite unfortunate in this game because there's not a lot of green in this game, and when it is green, it's like really toned down.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I can. The sorceress effect is quite green.
That's true. See a lot. That's cool. I guess.
My favorite color is orange. So there's not a huge. There's a few. Obviously, Australians are orange-ish, so yellowy orange. So I take that, but yeah,
yeah. I'm desperately wait. My thought is completely gone. No, never mind.
Yay, good job.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
So...
Oh yeah, I remember what I was wanted to say. The thing that makes me sad is that you can't play as green team on this in this game. Like, why can't it just be? No, look. Okay, listen. Okay, listen. Look. Like, why do the teams have to have different, like, the two colors? Why can't we just have our own colors? Oh, we've unpaused. Sorry, never mind. We're not talking about this. Ooh, the Uber's being popped. What's going on?
Oh. It's a bit of a mess. I didn't expect that to be the result. As Riot just finally come into the fight. He lands 2 headshots. 3 picks. Oh, is he going to get the 4th? Oh, wow. Riot going ham on the sniper.
Yikes. It's just Yui and the Pyro. Soul goes down to Yui. Yui finds 2 frags, but it doesn't matter. There's 3 players on last. That's going to be a 2-0 for Jasmine, getting the early lead 5 minutes into this game. Hot damn.
This is not looking good for my prediction of YUGIBOYS.
I went for a 4-3. I don't think that doesn't look like it right now, but we'll see what's going on in this next mid.
Well, hopefully, if they can't adapt to it, which they probably will, but the Yui Bolson bomb... Oh, Yui's gone. This is when the pause probably happened. As the bomb comes in from Riot, he's not really able to connect many of them. He just finally takes down Geo, but he could have been a lot more useful as Enrith is getting pressured by Sura. Riot jumped behind and got Jono though. This is not a good mid for the side of YUGIBOYS as Paulson just... I'm not really sure what he's doing. Probably just trying to juke out the damage that's coming his way. Yui is back though. So that was confirmed that was when the pause was taking place.
This is massive Uber ad. This is gonna be once again quite awkward for them, or for YUGIBOYS. I don't know why I forgot the name, but they actually, this is quite interesting. They have Elmo on Spy, which is, unless he gets the frag right now in Soul, which he's in good position to. Soul jumps down, looks behind, he goes for Red Code Zygo, doesn't get that. It's gonna be 5v6, which is gonna just make it even harder for YUGIBOYS to potentially hold this. Soul's on 6 HP and lower. Oh Jesus, but they find Yui. It's okay, the Uber advantage is gone, but it doesn't really matter. It's still gonna be quite awkward for YUGIBOYS to hold.
They do take down the sentry gun. They've just got so much time on the point. Can they be denied? They can't, and wow. 3-0 to Jasmine.
That's pretty awful from YUGIBOYS. Like, they had 4 players up there, the Uber popped, it hadn't even faded yet, and 2 players just played a point and they just cap it. Like, you're literally standing next to the point. Like, they should have had eyes on that. But 3-0, so Jasmine looking quite dominant right now.
There's a huge amount of bombs coming through from both teams as Paulson goes in for a really nice bomb and he gets the med! Oh, what a bomb! Oh, that was such a good amount of speed as we got Vanna just kind of relaxing, seeing if we can maybe pick out Enrith, which Enrith is really low, but Geo does obviously call that up. Oh, that was such a good bomb from Paulson.
Yeah, I mean, that made it all happen basically for YUGIBOYS, and now they have the full ad. Jasmine are currently setting up. They have the sniper on the right side. They have a level 2 on left, and that's probably going to be their setup for this last push as the spawners are up. YUGIBOYS just going with the normal 6s lineup, not going to do any weird gimmicks of their own. They're waiting a long time to let this push come in, which is quite awful, as it's going to allow Jasmine to potentially equalize this and turn this into just a regular stalemate. It's about 80% And now they're moving it to the left side.
Yeah, that's so risky because it's so close to. If they can delay them even slightly, they can get this Uber off and maybe turn this down. There's no one really focusing point at the moment. There's no stickies there, so they should really be getting time on it. As the Uber does go out from the side of Jasmine, this is a really awkward push. As they do, it does look like Yui is going to get cleaned up. I think Elmo does join him, and Jono. Oh, I thought we were going to get a repeat of Jono's save last time.
That was pretty poorly played Uber from Jasmine. Well, not poorly, it's just that the Uber went on to Sam and they tried to push over to the other side, to the crate side, and then frag. But Sam got just launched up immediately, and the rest of the players, I don't think really had eyes on that. So the other players that got Ubers after Sam didn't really know that he was not there to follow up, and it didn't really work out in the end.
Yeah, as we come into the 5th mid of the game of the grand final, the double bomb comes in from Yui and Paulson, but Yui gets denied by Sam. That's so unfortunate, as Vanna goes for the counter bomb onto Paulson, taking him down. The side of the YUGIBOYS are pushing really strong over the midpoint, but they're taking so much damage. Enrith so low. Gio and Enrith gets taken down by a single pipe, and Vanna cleans up. John. This is
pipes pretty fat.
This is a full ad to Jasmine. This is unfortunate. It's really hard to defend against an Uber push sometimes on the end of Snakewater on the last points. So
it's going to be quite awkward for them to hold this. They need to at least make sure that they don't feed as much as they did before, because they just lost 2 players very early into it. I feel like Jasmine might just not push. They lost Vanna, and it's about 19 minutes, and they have 2 rounds up. And I feel like what Jasmine needs to do is if they can't get a solid push in, they need to just hold and just make sure that they don't give up the point for free. They're going into lobby right now. Sam goes down to stickies, but that's not that big of a deal. Yeah, like they're just holding on second. They're not really going to give Gio too many angles to get onto Soul. They're just going to be letting this go through, and they're just going to hope, or well, not hope, they're going to just let YUGIBOYS be the ones to find something out. And I mean, they're on last on Snakewater, which is going to be quite difficult to push out of, just as much as it is to push into. And they have a sentry as well, so it's going to be a 5-man push regardless of what they do, because they need someone on last. So they just keep these 6 players on second. They should be able to consistently hold this unless disaster strikes and Soul drops to, like, I don't know, or a straight pipe from Enrith or something.
We have got Sam on sniper, seeing if he can get an angle at the moment. He's not really able to get anything as he's checking left side. But at the moment, it is just going to be a classic stalemate. Like you said, it's the worst thing that YUGIBOYS can do right now is overextend at any point. They need to try and force a mistake out of Jasmine and capitalize on that. They can't be the one making any mistakes here, because they'll just increase their deficit that they've got at the moment.
Yeah, Sam actually is trying to find some picks in different spots. The scout, Elmo trying to find an opening, and lure goes down. And I mean, that is a way to try and open this up. Oh, Sam is so far in,
deep.
But whoa,
he just get caught down.
Jono's holding in such a weird spot there, actually. Just holding like in front of the opening on the left side. Like, that's like the spot to get forced, but a bunch of players get traded out. But in the end, I think it's still going to be a hold for Jasmine. But I think the thing that YUGIBOYS need to do is, instead of like sending Elmo in lower, or main rather, is they need to play together and try to push specific entrances with heals and players, instead of whatever they're doing now. Which they're doing right now. They're putting Elmo and Gio and Yui all through lower. 3 shotgun classes fighting the scout. And they have lobby. They've established at least a presence in lobby, which is at least one step closer.
Oh, Riot.
My God. What can you do about that? I mean, just getting hit in mid-air by Riot, that's a yikes.
That was not fun. Not fun for Paulson there. But Paulson is back up, so we've still got this stalemate situation at the moment. Obviously, I think a huge thing for Jasmine is they are also kind of playing with... They don't need to rush. They do not need to rush. They can just try and force a mistake. Both teams are just focusing on... Elmo just go die. Goes go down on his spy off class. Right, looking for an angle. Might be able to get Yui or Geo there.
I think the
Right, just go down.
Yeah, this is exactly like not what I want, or at least what I'd be doing if I was YUGIBOYS. Oh Jesus, Cirrus was just in onto Jono, almost forced that Uber. There's a lot of players going down, and Soul gets forced. So this is going to be a potential push out for YUGIBOYS after about like 4 minutes. I think they got off the clock. Jasmine?
Yeah, it was a good amount of time stalemate and just keeping their advantage. But Riot goes in with a nice bomb, but he does get taken down, cleaned up by Elmo. We do have a spy behind our ranks at the moment on the side of YUGIBOYS. Sam following up. No.
Oh,
no.
Oh, Jono pop.
No, pop.
Oh, 7 so close. What an emotional roller coaster for that one.
That was so emotional. The entire time, I was tensing my entire body.
Yeah, that's oh, the push though. This is a really good push from YUGIBOYS. Going straight into lobby, putting a scout on second, just going straight through. And unfortunately, Soul actually drops the Uber there as well. And this is the aggression that YUGIBOYS needs to show. When you get out of last, you have the advantage. Just go. Just keep going. Make sure you find the frags onto the combo when they're trying to back out. They're not ready. And that's what they're doing right now. 3-2. And, well, now 14 minutes left. Jasmine still in the lead, but they need to watch the heck out for this aggression from YUGIBOYS.
Yeah, they've got the opportunity to switch this over now as we come into the 6th mid of the game. If they can get a really nice nice little mid fight on the side of YUGIBOYS, with Riot is in really deep behind though, as Yui and Paulson do bomb, but they're not really able to connect with anything as both soldiers are down. Geo takes down the demo. Oh, they are so low on the side of YUGIBOYS. They need to back out now. They only have their scout. This is such a stronger Uber. They're giving chase from the side of Jasmine, pushing them all the way. They get Jono. This is disastrous.
Oh, the counter chase. This is very good. This is a bit of a Froyo play, actually. Just playing with all your 4 players you have alive. Just go straight to the med and scout. Just find that frag immediately, and then go back and cap mid and cap second. I mean, that is a very... I mean, if you want to get that momentum in, this is the perfect way to do it. But Elmo on spy right now behind Soul, and he finds it as well. And Yui is in position to immediately follow up as well, finding Red Code Zygo. Now it is an advantage for YUGIBOYS, and this is
that's the second time Elmo has saved his team, because he did it on the Badlands with the drop on the medic, well, the kill on the medic, and now he's done it with this drop. Should be really pleased with that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. But yeah, that's exactly what you need. But now, Jasmine needs to avoid not doing the same thing that happened before, which is getting caught by ultra aggressive YUGIBOYS players. They need to just make sure that they're holding in safe spots, not overextend and get chased out. Just go back. They have the Uber. They're going to Uber into you, so you need to hold this on battlements right now. That's the spot you want to be. They're sitting on the point, which can be quite risky if YUGIBOYS gets a really good Uber onto you. Jumping in very far. They're now backing off, but they might get chased by scouts. That is what they're trying to do, but they're going to be able to get out. So this is the It's a bit close, but it basically worked out. This is solid play from Jasmine to at least keep it alive this round.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a bit of an unfortunate swap around with the ad now on the side of Jasmine.
No, it's even.
It's not even at the moment. It's huge ad too.
Oh, sorry, I'm blind. What am I talking about? Yeah. So
Vanna's pushing in really deep. Yui goes in deep, trying to get the force. He does manage to get the force on Sol. But it is a good time now for them to just maybe hold back, catch any players that overextend, and push onto this point. They are at 70%, so they shouldn't hold too long because Riot is behind, and he does take down Jono. That's unfortunate. It's just Paulson and Yui up. Yui probably just respawned, so he should probably stay mid or second with the rest of his team.
YUGIBOYS really relies a lot on just winning the DM fights. Elo just went through under the point and then just went in onto Vanna, finds the frag on the Vanna, but then basically has to find 2 more frags to make it worth it for YUGIBOYS to win or to keep fighting. He dies, and then Jasmine just jumps in and just kills the entire combo. Like, you don't have Uber just yet. Just get the Uber and then push in, and then you get second. And instead, they lost their medic. Now, they're in the same position they were before. They have Ad, and Jasmine have Ad, and they're gonna make it probably into a stalemate, and they're gonna just lose time on the clock once again.
Oh, they're going in with the Uber, but obviously thinking they might have a bit more ad than they actually do. The focus on the point from Jasmine, though, is really good as the Uber comes out from YUGIBOYS. As Shono gets skyboxed during that mid-fight. The last push, I do apologise.
But they're in, they go back in. Oh no, that was a good attempt. That was
so close. Russ has just respawned, didn't he? So
yeah, Riot and I think Sam were still in, and Sol and Red Zaga were by Shutter, and they were thinking like, oh, we should probably go back in. We have the number ad on them. They go in, but they just barely not get the frags. Luckily for them, Sol actually spawns in time to keep it even. So even though they did whiff the last push, they still get the hold on the second point of YUGIBOYS and still made it out anyway.
Yeah, it's rather unfortunate for YUGIBOYS at the moment to be in the position they're in. But Suresh is behind and does get cleaned up, but Riot does take down Paulson. So there is exchanges for exchanges going on here. At the moment, I think at the moment Riot does go down, so that is a 2-player down on the side of Jasmine. They do start to push, but the sticky traps above Enrith. He was so close to getting netted on there.
The positioning is really bad here. They need to just give this up. They do not have the position to fight this. Sol wants to, but Sol should probably just back off. They're gonna go for the exchange instead. Soldier jumping in, but actually this is good. They're forcing out the players really well right now. The players are caught on the point. It's just demo med scout. They don't need to feed to elbow. They just need to find the combo frags, but they're getting out. And now it's getting really messy. And Elbo's going for the big flank right now. And he's going to get the cleanup frags right now as they get probably going to get the wipe here on second. Sol will be able to spawn to make it relatively even, but they're still going to lose probably a lot of points here. Or, well, capture points. Not points as in rounds.
No, it was a really nice clean-up from Gio then. Just generally really good. But the positioning is on the side of Jasmine at the moment, so it looks like YUGIBOYS are gonna just relax, hold second for a bit. They've closed the gap to the point that if they get around, they can probably win this to golden cap, and if they use their DM, they can win. But there is 6 minutes left, so we'll just kind of hold out. This is going to be a stalemate at the moment. There's not really much we can say.
Yeah, I think the thing with Jasmine is that the important thing for them is to just keep these holds going as they've done before. You need to just keep these holds alive as long as possible. Like, you can go for an exchange if it's like relatively safe, but you just need to keep these holds. You know, and Elma's gonna go. Yeah, is gonna go for spy. So he's actually gonna think better of it. He's walking back. No, he isn't. He's gonna always gonna bait with the friendly scout disguise, but they definitely need to watch out for this. I think he might have gone spot. He got hit by a rocket, but not sure if Riot really put two together. Actually, he uncloaks for the frag out to the soldier. That's interesting. But this spy play is gonna take a very long time. Like this is honestly just this spy play alone is gonna burn so much time off the clock. And if he does not find the soul frag, it's probably not gonna be worth it. And
he misses the backstab
it's not
onto Vanna.
It's not worth it. He's very upset that that backstab did not kill. But I mean, to be completely honest, that would have not mattered. That frag would have not really had much of an impact anyway. So I mean, the only thing this is created is given more time for Jasmine to hold. And I mean, Riot goes down, but still, this hold should be fine. The hold a little bit. Actually, no, this hold's fine. I was gonna criticize, but it's actually perfectly fine how they're holding right now. Riot's gonna spawn soon. They're trying to fight an exchange here. They pop early though, and Soul is a lot further away for this exchange. And yeah, this is gonna be quite awkward. They can't do much with this. They just don't have the positioning for it. Jono might even go down if he gets chased by the scouts enough. And yeah, this is not looking great for YUGIBOYS right now.
Yeah, it looks like it's I don't know.
Oh wow, the fight, yeah.
Yeah, they're pulling it back with their DM as Soul goes in for the sword, but he does sadly go down. So they have got advantage at the moment. So if they pick up their players and move across, we could see them being able to maybe transfer this into the point.
Yeah, that really seemed like it was going to be a win for Jasmine, but there were a lot of players just outside of the heal beam from Jasmine. Like, there's just a lot of players on the other side of mid that were not getting healed, and they just lost the DM fight. One thing that was I feel like a really missed opportunity for YUGIBOYS is that nobody really met up with Jono. It took him like 15 seconds before he found somebody. So a lot of ad is going to be missed here, which is going to allow Jasmine to build up some Uber to potentially just stalemate it on last. If they get the Uber up, if Soul does not die in this push on second, they should be able to get it to golden cap. They need to just get out though. They do not have Uber. Jono's about to get Uber, and they need to just stay on last, make it last like a minute, and then at least force the golden cap. Because yeah, this is basically what they need to do. They're getting out. They already have the sentry on last.
Vanna going for the bomb. He does.
There's two players behind. Yeah. Force Jono in a bad position. Chasing really hard. Ooh, Geo onto Soul. Trying really hard. Oh, but that's four players down for YUGIBOYS. That is the like reverse of what they needed. They didn't even find a frag. They didn't find a single one, and now it's just Elmo.
Full advantage to the side of Jasmine
Yikes.
as well.
This
not
is,
good. Not good.
Yeah, this is. They can either stalemate this or they could push into mid, and either option isn't really that bad. Either one has their advantages and disadvantages. Both are pretty decent ideas, as they have even players. Oh, Riot! What a big rocket onto Paulson attempting to sack. Yeah, like YUGIBOYS are trying to just look through Saw, but they don't have the control. They do not have the Uber. They can't really do anything. They force the Uber from Soul. We'll see exactly how that will play out. Heavy second. This is just a stalemate.
They're looking to park the bus as much as possible right now. I think that's the plan at the moment, is just to hold the bus and
hold the bus.
Hold the bus. Hold the bus.
Hell yeah.
But there is a nice amount of ad on the side of. This is just effectively the same as the last push for them at this point. as they do come lower, being able to take down Surith with the Enrid. They're behind. They're uber behind. I think they're just gonna rush onto the last point.
This is really, that's really poor communications. Riot is trying to block it, but he's not going to be able to do it. That was really poor from Jasmine. They were so unsure about what they wanted to do. They wanted to hold second, but then they saw them go in through lower, so they were like, okay, we should go to last. But then only like half the team went into last. So that could have been an easy hold, but instead they just were caught in like between two different holding positions, and this is going to go into a golden cap because of it, unless somebody gets a massive wipe on this mid.
So many bombs coming out during this mid fight, as we've only got 22 seconds left on the point, and mid has not been capped, so everyone's probably just gonna frag it out and just have fun for the last. Pad their logs. I think that's the most important thing for them now, is just to pad those logs up, make themselves look really good. There's not much else they can do.
Yep. So we're not going to be looking at logs for this game because the golden cap apparently will be starting quite soon, but man, I mean, Jasmine just, I definitely feel like Jasmine kind of threw that a little bit, which is unfortunate. But I mean, regardless, I feel like Jasmine has definitely been like playing as the better team throughout this game. Like, it's just been a lot of messy DM fights that have allowed YUGIBOYS to go through. This is an interesting ready up as admin Obla is on the blue team here. So this is definitely not going to be the start of the game, as Pyro main Obla in spawn. Just chilling. But oh yeah, they need to fix the golden cap config. Something I've seen a lot in EU TF2, where teams forget to exec the golden cap log. So
yeah, they just start a whole other game.
Yeah, they get one round. And then everybody just leaves. Yeah, they just leave with the normal 6v6 or a 5CP regular time config, and then everybody leaves, and then casters have to wait 10 minutes before the logs get posted. And then sometimes the logs are like 5 rounds for a golden cap. So like, interesting. But we should be starting sometime soon. Who do you think is going to win?
I'm going to stick with my first guess, YUGIBOYS. You?
I have faith in the Jasmine. They've been playing solid, and they just need to have one solid mid. The pushers into last are solid enough to probably convert it. Just need one good mid. They need to make sure that they don't get wiped if it goes badly. Like, if it goes badly, they just need to go back and just be willing to give up the space and just, you know, let it happen. But yeah, they need to. Oh, it depends on mids, I guess. The mid will definitely make a big difference into this golden cap, though. I mean, as all rounds, but obviously specifically this one, since it's one round, and you know, mid wipes can literally just give one team the entire mid. So we'll see. But we're waiting a bit. People are just messing about right now. Oh well. I guess as we're waiting, we are going to be able to do some logs real quick. If we can, if our producer can find them. He is.
Can he find them? Can he find them?
He's trying his heart out right now. Will Wiethoofd find them? There they are. He has found them. Let's see. Let's see what's contained within these juicy logs.
Never mind. Is that game or no? Oh, sorry, I got baited.
Not yet. Don't get baited by these players. So let's see. We see. Well, this is relatively even logs. Like, the only thing I can really take out of this is that Geo had a really good game. But outside of that, like, you can see it's relatively even. A lot of off-classing from Sam, by the way, playing 5 classes throughout the game. But really even DM. Like, look at these team damage stats. 96 kills for both teams. Only, what is it, 5,000 more damage, 5,500 more damage for
No,
Madmen.
1,400.
Oh, five. Yeah, five. Yeah, sorry, that's hundreds, not thousands. Which is like just spam damage. So that's not a big difference. But those mids, look at those mids. All the mid wins for Jasmine, and just not being able to keep it together. Just quite unfortunate. It's a bit like a repeat of YUGIBOYS, but not as well. Actually, it's not a repeat at all. I'm not sure why I'm comparing the two since they're completely different things. But yeah, I mean, 5 out of 7 mids won by Madmen. That's quite good, and that's gonna make it really difficult for YUGIBOYS to potentially, make this a short golden cap. This is unless one team just woefully throws on mids, it'll probably be a relatively long golden cap, I would presume, as the teams are readying up, everyone's connected. Dono is in the server, and we're going into the last mid, presumably last mid of this match. It could be another mid if the time limit's hit, but it's probably not going to get hit. It's going to be probably the last mid. So, Grumpy, what's up?
So currently everyone's a lot more passive during this mid than they usually are. We don't see the classic double bomb straight out of Yui and Paulson, as Jasmine do take the high ground and they do the double bomb onto Paulson. Do pick up Geo as well as Paulson on that. Yui goes down to Sam, but Vanna goes down from Yui's rocket. Riot gets behind, and it's looking really awkward for YUGIBOYS at the moment.
Elmo's in! Off the soul! Oh, but he can't find the frag. This is, as I said, this is the worst possible, almost worst possible situation they could be in. Full Uber ad for Madmen, for Jasmine. They're in this finals, and they have the sniper on Geo, but if Jasmine plays this right, they should be able to just pull this out immediately. We'll see what they like to do.
Yeah, currently it's going into a stalemate as Enrith is really deep and nearly gets caught out there. We've got Geo on sniper seeing to see if he can get an angle. That's pretty much all they're going to need at the moment as they stack up to push through left. They do get the Uber in on left. They call out the sentry position. The sentry goes down. Oh, it's not looking good for the side of YUGIBOYS as they do manage to get down the sniper. Vanna is just about to go down as well, but they've only 2 players up with Elmo
just Geo. Can he clutch it?
Just Geo, can he clutch it? Oh my god, he's surviving.
Shoot your feet. That's gonna be it.
That's gonna be it.
The golden cap goes to Jasmine. Congratulations to Jasmine for pulling off what I would probably consider the whatchamacallit, the upset of this cup, taking out YUGIBOYS, which is about 4/6 of the Jasmine T roster. So congratulations. Riot, actually, the reason why Geo never took so long to die was apparently Riot timed out on the point. So he wasn't able to shoot the rocket off for a while, but yeah, that's gonna be it. So it went 3-0 on Gullywash to Jasmine, 4-3 to YUGIBOYS on Badlands or Prolands, and then it's gonna be 3-3 and then a golden cap win to Jasmine on Snakewater. Congratulations, Sam, Riot, Vanna, Redcoat, Zygotes. The other 2 players on the team were Susurrus and Soul. Congratulations and commiserations to YUGIBOYS, Enrith, Geo, Paulson, Elmo, Yui, Jono for their 2nd place. Unfortunately, not being able to close it out, but yeah, we're gonna be having interviews soon as we get all the players into the EU mum that we've got set up right now. But we're just gonna be waiting a little bit. No reason to look at the golden cap logs. Golden cap logs are always hilariously lopsided, or there's not much to analyze really. Either it's a long stalemate or it's lopsided like it's gonna be here. So don't worry about those.
Yeah, there's no real point going into much detail.
So we're just gonna be waiting here. We currently have the Redcoat Zygote up in here. The demo. How are you?
Oh, I'm feeling very good, thanks.
happy? You pumped about that big W?
Oh, yes, it was great.
We're gonna get some extra people. We have Vanna in here as well. Vanna, how are you?
Pretty good, man. Really excited. That one.
Nice. I guess I don't see anybody else actively joining, so I guess we'll just start the interviews here. So, you guys just went out and won this. Went up against what I guess people would presume is the better team. You guys, did you guys have any confidence going into this series? You guys think you were gonna win? Did you guys just what was your mentality going into this finals?
I don't know. We're the type of players that just like to go into everything with like full confidence that you're gonna win, even if like on paper it doesn't look like you are, and worked out.
For me personally, I just wanted to have fun, and I wasn't really scared of losing, so I just gave it my all.
Nice.
So you were very strong in that first round, Vanna. The first game was very strong from you.
So obviously the first map was Gullywash. You guys managed to close out 3-0. Well, 5-0 really, but like 2 rounds are basically like garbage time, so I've been calling it 3-0. But did you guys expect it to be like so relatively felt really one-sided? I'm not sure if it came across to you guys that way. Like, did it feel like that was kind of, you know, easy, I guess, to put it kind of in a way?
I think we just surprised them.
I'll go turn my fan off quickly. Hang on.
Yeah, I think we just surprised them with our aggression, and they weren't prepared for it because we just weren't scared, and we just showed that in our play, pushed it random times.
Well, one thing was really interesting during the first map is you didn't win very many mids at all, and it would be very easy for a lot of teams to kind of get crushed under that and not be able to organize yourselves into a position to be able to push back and take rounds, which you did. So how did it feel like, especially on that first match, like not being as winning as many mids, but still being able to kind of reverse it in your way?
For me personally, it just felt like in most of the transitional plays and stuff, we were just playing really well. Like, we weren't dying much out of position. We were like pulling off the call successfully. Like, people were just listening for the most part. So I don't know, just felt pretty coordinated, pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So, so I just want to quickly go across to, I guess, the final map, since we want to keep this relatively short, as our producer is extremely tired from having to do a charity event and then also this with 3-4 hours of sleep. So, I mean, obviously the second map was really close. You guys barely didn't manage to pull it out, but then in the final map, again, extremely close. How you won the first 3 rounds and then they came back. Was there any nervousness at the end of that? Like when they started coming back, or during the golden cap, or did you just keep going with confidence as you did in the first map?
I think once it was like 3-2 and there was like 2 minutes left, Varna just called to try to total on second, and I personally didn't really want to because we had ad, and I just thought we should just keep playing how we were playing because we were playing quite well. I don't know, it could have worked, but it didn't end up working, and yeah, we kind of crumbled. But we had a pep talk after that and got back into it and just rolled them.
What's this?
Yeah.
How was this pep talk?
We had Sam very angrily scream at us to win for him, and we did.
Yeah. Little known fact is that that's the first thing that Sam has ever won come first in TF2. So he was he's taking a break after this for a few months and like possibly the season, depending on what happens. So he wanted to have a win before his break.
Beautiful. Well, congratulations to Sam then, I guess. I guess as a final question, so this is obviously, you know, a cup between seasons. Is this team gonna stick around? I know you mentioned Sam probably taking a break, but are we gonna see the rest of these players potentially in the same team next season, or maybe next cup at least?
Yeah, we'll be playing this season definitely, and most likely the cup as well.
I had to take a big break for like at least a month there.
Yeah, we've got like
half
players
our team, like not
on
available.
holidays until like mid-January-ish, so we'll come back for the cup that's supposedly then and play the season.
Well, I'll be very excited to see you guys in the season. I guess that's probably all the questions we got, unless Grumpy has anything else.
No, all the questions I would have asked have already been asked, so it's all good.
Alright, well, let's do the shoutouts then. Since we don't really have that many people, we can do this relatively quickly. Let's go through the players first. So, Redcoat, what are your do you have any shoutouts to give?
Shout out to Arnold. He's not here right now. Oh, was that Obla?
Alright.
I don't know. Go Obla. I'll try and think of something else.
Okay. Obla does not seem to be here. Alright.
I'm here. I'll just go last.
Hello.
I'll let everybody else go first.
Vanna, go. Or
yeah,
I mean,
go
Slack. What was it, the fake nick? Slack or whatever. Slackzilla?
Yeah. Spaxilla.
Spaxilla, that was it. Alright, go. What are your shoutouts?
Shout out to J-Blaze, shout out to the team, and shout out to Sam not going to the doctor. That's it.
Nice.
Obla.
Why didn't Sam go to the doctor?
He's a very lazy boy.
Oh, not again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for playing, guys. Just kept it pretty fun. Now I know why we didn't play mid maps for the past 3 years. And yeah, I'll see you guys in January. Nobody really knows this yet, but there's going to be a small prize pool for Summer Cup. So
Ooh.
I will see you there. And
Yeah, also big shout out to
January.
Sam for playing.
Grumpy, say words.
I'm gonna give my shout out to Dolus. If you're still watching, buddy, thank you for watching a Oz game so ridiculously early for yourself being an American. And just shout out to everyone who's watching. What about you, Hip? You got some shout outs?
Shoutouts to my team, chumto.net. Shoutouts to my other team, in quotation marks, chumto.highlander. We're taking ETF's will open Highlander by storm. I guess shoutouts to Wiethoofd for producing, GrumpyKoi for co-casting, plug for Heels for Reels again, charity event. I'm gonna be casting a show match there at like 10 or something like that, 10 p.m., which is in like approximately 9 hours, but the charity event itself is starting in 5, so that's pretty neat. Apparently I'm being asked to shout out my other Highlander team that I've not played an official for, the Aussie Highlander team, Islamic State. Thank you, Yacht. Thank you for asking me to shout that out. That is in fact a team I'm apparently roster riding for still. I still haven't gotten the medal for it, so I might as well not be on that, but whatever. And I think that is it.
Yeah, just thanks to Wiethoofd for streaming, and hope you get some sleep after this. And Heels for Reels.
Yeah, definitely taking a nap. See you next year, guys.
Bye bye.